Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 45? 45? Have a look. Oh, nailed it. Episode 45 of the Spearhead Sundays podcast. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm celebrating. I'm fucking... Today is a good day because you know what? I just read that Hamish and Andy are quitting in 2017. Which means, I mean, they've got a great show. I'm not happy about the show ending. The show is phenomenal. What they do is amazing. It's much better than this podcast. Is basically the theme of my podcast from ever since its inception is me trying to get you to stop listening to it and go listen to Hamish and Andy instead. Because you know what? Why the fuck would you listen to me? What, honestly, you could listen, it's free, right? You could listen to either me with my shithouse $200 microphone alone in my fucking bedroom. Literally, this is how I prepare the show, right? I go, I feel like recording today, and then I plug in my piece of shit mic, and then I hit record, and then I just watch the timer on GarageBand go for an hour, and then I just talk. And for some reason, you guys are okay with that. You guys need to fucking raise your standards of what a podcast is. Because you know what? Hamish and Andy, they're a multi-million-dollar fucking radio program. They have 50 staff that help them make the show. 50 staff. And then you don't even have to listen to it on the radio. You can listen to it on iTunes whenever the fuck you want without the ads. They don't even put the ads in there. Are you kidding me? Why would you not listen to them? But basically, right? I'm celebrating because they've decided to end their radio show next year, and then fuck, man, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna move from the 100th shittest podcast to like the 99th because the guys at the top will be out of the way. No, it's you know, I actually I had a look at I was looking at all of the Australian podcasts. Oh, yuck. I'm just looking at the podcast page now and I just saw Lena Dunham's head. Who the fuck wants to listen to that? Can't every day. Hey, so this is welcome to my podcast. I just wanted to let you guys know here are another 100 reasons why white men are the devil. And I'm not the devil, even though I'm a white woman. Let me teach you about racism, even though, you know, I am a straight white woman. It's like, dude, why are the loudest feminists straight white women? Anyone saying fucking straight white men are evil, it's always the fucking straight white women. It's like, are you kidding me? You're number 2. If you fuck this up for me, you're coming down to the bottom with me. You'll be number 100 and I'll be 99, right? We've got a fucking good deal. You guys need to shut up and just enjoy what we have, because if you dismantle the patriarchy, I tell you what, we're both going to pay for it. I was actually looking at, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the podcasts, right? So looking at all of the independent Australian podcasts, like podcasts that aren't fucking just re-uploads of multi-million-dollar radio shows. Out of the independent ones, I think I'm the 3rd biggest one, because there really aren't that many out there, which is why I started this podcast, because I kind of realized, fuck, there really is no, you know, comedy podcast for young Australians. That doesn't exist. Like scrolling through, I'm looking at the top podcasts by ratings now. The only ones that are like independently run and not, you know, multi-million-dollar radio programs there's Will Anderson's podcast, which is quite good, and then there's Nothing for Ages, then there's fucking Little Dum Dum Club, and then me. And like that's kind of it. I think Friendly Geordies runs one as well, but the rest of them are all just re-uploads of fucking radio show programs. So, you know, for me to for me to be fucking up there and smashing most of the professional radio programs, that's pretty fucking cool. It just makes me laugh because mine is it's just shit. And it still fucking tops the charts every week. So thank you very much for that, guys. And what I want to talk about this week. So, by the way, thank you for all of your suggestions, but for what I should do with the podcast and the episodes. Basically, because I've been stressing about how much it's going to cost. Maybe I should be a multi-million-dollar fucking program. What I've decided to do is once the podcast becomes too expensive for me to run personally, I will delete all of the old episodes from iTunes and just show the 10 newest ones. And then all of the old episodes will only be on YouTube. So they'll always be there, and I have them all backed up on my computer, so if YouTube fucking goes broke, they'll always be there. So the podcast will never disappear. But that's what I'll do, and I think that's the best solution. I know a lot of people told me to run a private server or switch hosting to SoundCloud, but SoundCloud has the same fees, and to be honest, I can't be fucked running my own private server. I don't want to learn that shit. Do you know what I mean? You know when there's just too much shit that you have to learn and figure out and do yourself. It's just I can't be fucked doing that stuff. I'm already trying to do my own tours and everything else. It's just too much shit. I've just really, like, I'm 22 now, and I've just really settled into a groove of what I want to know, and I don't give a fuck about anything else. Like, you know, when you're like fucking 4 years old, you want to learn everything. Like, oh my God, a dog. What's that? Oh my God, a fucking game. I want to learn all the rules. Oh my God, a book. I want to learn how to read. This is amazing. There's so much knowledge out there. I just want to learn everything. I'm such a fucking sponge. And then the older you get, like for example, that was me when I was 4 years old. And then today, right, I'll see something like, I'll see fucking the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like what? I'll see some gymnasts absolutely doing the most amazing things and all these flips and tricks, and everyone watching it is so amazed, and I'll just walk past the TV. Everyone watching the TV is going, oh my God, that's fucking amazing. I'll look at and I'll go, I don't give a fuck, and I'll just walk away. I just don't want to learn anything new anymore. I'm done learning new shit. I don't give a fuck, right? I just want to, these are the things that I know how to do. I know how to tell jokes. I'm really good at that. I know how to make videos. And I think that's it. Okay, right. So I can tell jokes, I can make videos, and I know I can make some music. Okay, so there's like three things. So I can tell jokes. This is because basically I think that you can only really do, let me know what you guys think of this, right? I honestly believe that a human can only really, really do a maximum of two things really well at the same time. I'm talking about, like, you could master one thing, stop doing it, and then focus your attention on mastering something else. Do you know what I mean? But I think a human only has the capacity to do two things really well. So for me, mine is telling dick jokes on stage. I'm good at that. And then making videos. I'm good at that. And then I'm kind of okay at producing and rapping. Do you see what I mean? Like, I can only be good at two things and then kind of okay at another thing. Like, you look at who's a person who has done some amazing things. Like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He was really good at bodybuilding. Fucking master of bodybuilding, and he was also a master at business, like making money, hustling, all that kind of shit. But then he's like, fuck, I want to be an actor. And he let the bodybuilding slide. He stopped doing the bodybuilding, and he just kept himself in kind of good shape for him. I mean, I'm not going to fucking... He still looks better than me, right? He kept himself in pretty good shape for him, and then he mastered acting and he kept business. Do you see what I mean? And then he's like, fuck, I want to be a politician. So he dropped acting almost completely, and then he's focused on being a politician and running his business. And then his body slipped even more, and he stopped acting. Right? I think a human can only be really good at two things at once. And if you want to have another thing, you've got to drop something else. So all of the things that I'm good at is I'm really good on stage. I'm really good at making videos. I'm kind of good at fucking producing and rap. And then I know way too much about nerdy shit like comic books, fucking Warhammer, video games, all that kind of absolutely pointless knowledge that's just filling my brain. Do you know, right, I am reading this sci-fi fucking series that is 42 books long. 42 books. And I've been reading it for the past 2 months, and I am 7 books into it. I have read 7 books in 2 months, and I have finished that. Like when someone tells you, oh, I read 7 books in 2 months. What's that? It's like 3.5 books a month. If someone's like, hey man, I just read 7 books in 2 months, you go, fuck, dude, you must have learned so much shit. You're pretty intelligent, dude. That's a smart thing. But I'll tell you now, I've read 7 books in 2 months and I learned fucking nothing. All I learned was... No, I learned fucking nothing. I retained information about the history of a universe that is not ours, right? I know a fuckload of useless facts that I can't even talk about with my friends. I can't talk about it with my girlfriend. I tried. I was like, oh, Jazz, let me tell you about the Horus Heresy. And I started telling her about it and she got angry at me. That's how little she cared. She didn't even get bored. She got angry. And I don't have any friends who are into that shit. I can't talk about it with anyone. But you know what? I fucking love it. And that brings me back to now I've just decided there's nothing else that I want to learn. I want to learn more about telling jokes. I want to get better at making videos, and I want to get better at making music. And anything outside of that, I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck, right? Oh, here's a good example. I'm trying to think of a t-shirt design for next year's tour. And what I do is instead of fucking figuring out how to draw or how to design properly, I just draw a shithouse fucking outline of a t-shirt, and then I just start scribbling horrible autistic designs on different t-shirts, front and the back, and then I send it to Matteo, who's the graphic artist who does all of my posters and animations and stuff, and I'm like, here, take this, basically, and then he turns it into something fucking amazing. Right, you should see the poster for next year. It's phenomenal. It's fucking amazing. It's so cool. It's done. I can't show you guys until like January, but it's the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. And that started from me having a whole bunch of ideas of what I want on a poster, and then I drew a horrible fucking schizophrenic stick figure-esque drawing inside a rectangle, and I gave it to him, and somehow he turned that absolute horrible toddler drawing into a masterpiece. It's essentially like, right, if I walked in to a fucking like a 5-star gourmet restaurant and I came in with a plate and then I just went to the bathroom and I just shit on the plate. And then I gave it to the chef and I said, can you turn this into the best burger I've ever eaten? And he looks at my piece of shit and then he's like, I'll see what I can do. And then he comes out of the kitchen 20 minutes later and it's the most gourmet burger I've ever eaten in my life. I take a bite and it makes me come. Like, that's essentially how I do how fucking me and Mateo do my posters and my t-shirt designs, where I just send him some fucking shit. You know what? I'll upload, have a look at the Spearhead Sundays Facebook page. I'll upload the picture that I sent him. And then, no, okay, I won't upload it because I don't want to ruin it, okay? Because it has the show title there. I'm keeping that a secret. I'll tell you what, when the posters and the t-shirt designs are released, I'll put on the Spearhead Sundays Facebook page the fucking shit drawing that I sent him and the fucking masterpiece that he sent me back. I don't know how he does it, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck about how he does it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have no interest in learning how to draw. It's an amazing art form, but I just can't be fucked beginning and learning it. It's like, you know what? I'm the same way with fucking geography. I'm borderline retarded when it comes to geography. Like, if you ask me to name any city, even in Australia, like any city that isn't Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane, I would have a really hard time telling you where that city is. I remember I was having some food with Luke Kidgel, and he starts talking to me about, oh, are you going to do a show in Darwin? And I was like, no, I don't think I'm doing a show in Darwin because I'm already doing one in Hobart. And he's like, hang on, where's Darwin? I'm like, Darwin's in Tasmania. And then he gave me 3 guesses to try and guess where Darwin actually is. My first guess is Tasmania. My second guess was Queensland. And my third guess was, I give up, stop laughing at me, you fucking cunt. It's in Northern Territory. Couldn't get any further away from Tasmania. I'm not doing a show there. I'm just sick of learning new shit, and I'm totally okay with that. I don't give a fuck, all right? And because all I want to know how to do is tell dick jokes, make videos, and make some above average music. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm interested in. Speaking of music, have you guys heard the new Childish Gambino album? I am the biggest Gambino fan because he's basically like fucking 10 years ahead of where I want my career to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of done all of the shit that I want to do, but he's 10 years ahead of me in terms of time. Right? He wrote on a major sketch show before he was 25. And then he recorded a comedy special when he was around 24 or 25, something like that. Really, really fucking young. And then he started doing music on the side. And when he started it, it was fucking awful. But then out of nowhere, he just got phenomenal and he turned into what he is now, which is an incredibly talented comedian and musician. And now he's fucking released his 3rd album while he is releasing episodes of his TV series, which is a comedy, that's his own, that he's acting in and writing in, and it's on TV. Like, that's fucking almost exactly what I want to do. He doesn't do too much stand-up. I love doing stand-up, but that's basically what I want to do. Is I just want to all I want to do is do fuckloads of comedy, put out some music, and then, do all the weird shit that I want to do, and then people actually like it. But I didn't like his 3rd album. I hated it. I don't know. I just didn't like it at all. His first 2 albums were fucking phenomenal. Like, it was just the best shit ever. And because the internet was fucking amazing and all of the production was phenomenal. And then his 3rd album, his first 2 albums were like rap. His first one was mostly rap. His second one had like half rap and then half singing and then really good production in it. And then his 3rd album had basically 0 rap, and it was like psychedelic singing and I don't know, like the whole album. Like, if you listen to the lead single from it, which is Me and Your Mama, I think. What's the lead single? Let me have a look on my phone here. I downloaded the album. Where are we? Redbone. Nah. So if you listen to Redbone, like the lead single, that's a phenomenal song. It's a fucking great song. But the rest of the album seems to me to be just less good versions of that song. I don't know. Maybe I'm an uncultured cunt. And the reception seems to be, on the internet at least, pretty much what I was feeling, where people were expecting this. Like, oh, it's going to be like the other two albums, but even better. And then it was completely different. And then people are like, I don't like it. And then about a third of the people going, you're just uncultured, and he's a master and all of this weird shit because he's done a weird thing that appeals to my weird tastes, and, good on him. But it's not for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm uncultured swine. What am I talking about this for? This is so uninteresting. You guys don't give a fuck about what I think about Childish Gambino. You probably don't even like him or me that much. But yeah, as I was saying, my tour is coming up really fucking fast. Like it's December now, so Christmas is coming up, and my tickets are going to go on sale in early January. So it's fucking getting real now. Like the tour will start, I think, in early March, and then finish early April. But the tickets will go on sale very, very early January, and that's next month. Like, every time I think about it, next month, that's fucking insane. I'm so excited to go on tour because it'll be the biggest one that I've done. And I feel really good about the show. This show has been a fucking bitch to write. Like, it's been really difficult for me to write because I think it's just, I want it to be so much better than the other two, but also I want to say things that I've never said before, and I want to cover areas that I've never covered before, like much bigger topics, and that I've never really talked about. Like, I did that a little bit in my second show. I didn't do it at all in my first show. I did it a little bit in my second show, but this one is really more about covering like big, complex ideals, but also making it funnier than the other two, because a lot of the time, like, comedians, they'll cover huge ideas, and while they will bring insight and look at the issue from ways that other people have never looked at it before, it's not as funny. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really all about, I think your number one job is being fucking hilarious no matter what you're talking about, rather than looking at a complex issue from a weird angle and being really serious. And even though the audience goes, oh, yeah, that's a fucking really good point, they're not laughing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and some people love that shit. Like George Carlin, he did that really, really well. Like his later stuff particularly was really fucking good, but it's not exactly hilarious. Like, there are points where you'll fucking die laughing, but there's almost more ranting than jokes. And that's a style of comedy that I really respect, but I don't want to do that. Like, I'm all about fucking just putting on a phenomenal show. So, but the things that I want to talk about are almost like the opposite of that. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, but I think I'm doing it really well. Like, I think all of the things that I want to talk about and all the material that I'm writing is coming across really, really funny. And there's lots of shit that you're just not allowed to talk about that I'm tackling. And I'm very excited to do it for you. But yeah, it's fucking getting real. Like, the tickets will go on sale next month, which is early January. Basically, how I'm doing it is, I think that the audience sizes that we have booked probably won't be big enough. I think that this tour especially is going to sell the fuck out, because I had this huge jump in people after I booked half the tour. So, but I would rather fucking sell out than do huge crowds where, you know, there's a gap of 50 tickets or 50 seats that are left unfilled. I would much rather have like a more exclusive kind of show. So, I feel really good about it. So basically, tickets are going to go on sale early January, but I'm going to do a pre-sale before that for everyone who is on my gig list. I haven't talked about this on the podcast for ages. If you go on losespears.com/gig list, GIGLIST, just put in your name and your city and your email, and when tickets go on sale, so if you put in fucking James, Sydney, I just look up all the people who put down Sydney, and then I send them an email with the ticket link and the password to access it early. So if you want to guarantee yourself tickets, I would really jump on that gig list, because I think that this tour is going to sell the fuck out, and the best way to get on it, to guarantee yourself tickets, is to get on the gig list, because at the moment, for most shows except for Melbourne, there are not enough people on the gig list to buy all of the tickets, if you understand what I mean. So if, the audience I do in Sydney is fucking 500 people, there's only 400 people in Sydney on the gig list. So if they all buy a ticket, there's still some left over. So if you want to almost guarantee yourself a seat, I would get on the gig list, and you get to buy it early. So whatever. And I don't fucking spam cunts either. I'm getting so many emails in the lead up to Christmas about businesses and, buy this and buy that and gift cards and Merry Christmas and discount codes. It's like, fuck off. I don't have any money. No one has any money around Christmas. Everyone's fucking already planned how much they're going to spend, right? I'm going to spend, this amount of money on each of my family members, and I already know what they're going to get them. So you sending me a fucking email with a shit picture of Santa who's wearing your company's logo, like Santa has, it'll be some fucking thing that you don't even remember signing up to. Like you'll be sitting at home, and then all of a sudden you'll get an email from the good guys trying to sell you a fridge, and you're like, cunt, I live at home. I don't need a fucking fridge. Right? So, and then they'll send you a photo with Santa, and he's got a sack on his back, and there's a fridge in the fucking sack, and then on his left breast, there's like the good guys logo, pay cash, spend less. And it's like, cunt, you and I both know Santa doesn't know who the fuck good guys are, and you couldn't afford to have Santa to sponsor your brand. Could you imagine if Santa was real, how much that cunt would be charging to endorse your product? The dude would be a billionaire. If Santa was real, that cunt would be making so much money off of like Fit Tea endorsements on his Instagram. The fat cunt would be there with a big mug, and he'd have his shirt off, and you can see his gut hanging out, and he's like, ho, 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 I stay jolly with Fit Tea. And Mrs. Claus will be in the fucking background, and he'd be yelling at her to go to the gym so she can post her fucking tits and they get more followers. You're like, you need to hit the gym. She's like, honey, I'm 100 years old. I can't go to the gym. I've got arthritis. He's like, look, bitch, you fucking hit the gym so we can get those Fit Tea endorsements, or I'll tell you something, you're never going to see this beard again, all right? I'll kick you out of the fucking house. I'll get all of these elves that, they make you all your Louis Vuitton handbags and all that shit that you like. I'll tell them to kick you out. They listen to me, not you, okay? I'm Noel, bitch. I'm fucking Noel, and I run this joint. You were an invention, right? I'm a cultural fucking icon. You were just invented because people thought that I needed a wife. I don't need a fucking wife. I'm Santa Claus. I exist once a year. Do you really think I can't go one day without sex, right? I mean, if I was around all year, fuck yeah, I'd need a girlfriend. But you know what? When it's Christmas time, I don't have time for a good nut anyway. So you're basically useless. Don't fucking cry, right? You do this every Christmas. Don't fucking cry. Go into the kitchen and make yourself some cookies. What do you even bring to this team? Fucking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer brings more Christmas spirit than your wrinkly ass does. So fuck off. Go to the gym. Stop eating all those Christmas tree fucking cookies. Go to the gym. Post your tits on Instagram so we can rake it in with those Fit Tea endorsements. Or you won't be Mrs. Claus for long. You'll be fucking Miss Claus. All right? Good. Why was I doing that? Oh yeah, emails. That's right, fucking emails. So yeah, I didn't send spam emails. My favorite thing about the emails is I swear in them a lot. I put in the subject line, "G'day cunt," and there's a few people who have signed up to that shit with their work email, and that where they work, they have like automatic filters looking for dirty words that when dirty word emails get sent through the system, a red flag comes up and that email gets sent straight to your boss. And then all of a sudden your boss is reading this out of context email from some comedian saying cunt in his emails. And he calls you into a meeting and he's like, "Look, Sarah, do you have something to tell me?" And Sarah's like, "I don't know, I'm just trying to work. Like, what's the problem? I've never been in the boss's office before. What's going on?" "Sarah, look. Are you aware of the company's email policy?" I haven't been sending any emails recently, but so I don't know why I would be getting in trouble. "Something came into the system today that was addressed to you, Sarah, from Lewis Spears." And then as soon as Sarah hears that, she's like, "Oh fuck, what has he sent? What has he sent? Oh my god, I haven't read it. Holy fuck. I hope it's not something racist. No, he doesn't do racist stuff. Oh my god, maybe it's sexist. Oh shit, I'm gonna get fired." And then the boss is like, "Look, Sarah, I have this email here, this Christmas email from this guy calling himself Lewis Spears because you've signed up to his gig list with your work email, which you're not allowed to do." It was an accident. I typed it in by habit. What did he say?" "Well, look, I'm reading the email now, and it says, 'G'day.'" Well, look, I'm not even going to say it. I think you know what the email says, but the rest of the email, it's just saying Merry Christmas in the most vulgar way I've ever seen in my life. I mean, do you think this kind of humor is okay to bring into our workplace? Does this make you laugh? And then he fucking shows Sarah the email and she reads through it, just trying not to laugh. And Sarah's like, "No, I don't think that's funny." "You do think that's funny, Sarah, and you know what? I don't need people in this company thinking that kind of things is okay to joke about. So I'm sorry, Sarah, you're going to have to pack up your stuff and you're going to have to leave. And that's why you should be on the gig list, because one day I might get you fired." No, I do. I think my auntie is on the gig list for some reason. I didn't tell her to sign up, but you know how your weird extended family, like, they watch what you do on social media, and then when you see them once a year around Christmas time, they think that it's okay for them to try and they think it's okay for them to critique your online behavior. It's like, "Look, cunt, I see you once a year. You're essentially a stranger. We only meet up because my mum is your sister, and you know what? My mum doesn't even like you, and you're his sister. So don't fucking tell me what to do online, unless you're going to put me in your will and I'm going to inherit this fancy house. Don't fucking tell me what to do." "Oh, what? I am in the will? Oh, okay. Well, no, it's just jokes. You're right. I probably should tone it down. Oh, yeah, I will. Okay, auntie. All right, yeah, I'll give you a kiss on the cheek. Okay. All right. Hey, you're allergic to peanuts, right? Yeah? Okay. Hey, have you tried this? Have you ever tried one of these? It's a Snickers. No peanuts. No. Just eat it. No, just, I know you're full. I know, yeah, the turkey was great. Are you sure I'm in the will? Yeah? Okay, just eat this. Just, no, you got to try it. It's fucking great. Just try this for dessert. Hey, here. All right. Okay, I want to watch you eat it because I want to see how you react to it. It's the best thing I've ever had. Just have a bite. Have a fucking bite. Okay, no, I'm sorry for swearing. Sorry. Just have a bite. There you go. All right. Okay. Now, you should go to the bathroom. Just lock yourself in the bathroom. Just lock yourself in the bathroom. Just sit there. Stay there for 5 minutes, all right? Okay, all right. Bye, Auntie. Bye. And then you inherit the house, right? So basically what I'm saying from all of that shit is you should be on my my email list. All right, so let's do miscellaneous bit at the end because it's a new month, as you guys know, and we don't have the bit before the miscellaneous bit at the end because you cunts didn't buy enough watches. Oh well, whatever. Okay. So let's get into miscellaneous bit at the end. If you don't know, miscellaneous bit at the end is the worst part of the podcast. It's basically worse than a natural disaster, is what I'm saying. Because while a natural disaster will kill a lot of people, it doesn't make those people spontaneously decide to self-harm every single week, every time they listen to it. Miscellaneous bit at the end is where I answer questions from you guys that you send in to my email, which is podcast@losespears.com. If you want some life advice, send something through. Now, let's get into it. All right, so the first email comes from a lovely lad called Tony. And Tony, last week I asked for a description of what happens at strip clubs or what happens at brothels if you've ever been to one. Because I've never been, because I got a girl. So I just want to know, it's just really interests me, all that kind of side of things. So, Tony here, Tony has been to a brothel and he sent me a lovely story. So if you ever wondering what goes down at a brothel or lads out there, what goes down to a brothel, Tony's our man. And you know what? I've been thinking about this. This is what I think about brothels. I think that, going to a brothel is a sad act. It's kind of a depressing act. But this is when it's okay to do. If I was still a virgin now, right, if I had never had sex by like 21 or 22, you got to go to a brothel, just get it over and done with. Because I tell you what, I think this is true for guys and girls. When you lose your virginity in like a positive way, not if you get, raped by your uncle, but if you... if you have some consensual sex, that's nice with someone for the first time. From that moment, your whole life changes, especially for men, I think, especially for dudes. It's all of a sudden this thing that's been stressing you out, and this thing that you've been trying to get rid of has just fucking flown into the air, and you finally have that experience for the first time with a woman, and you're like, fuck, they're not actually scary things that freak me out every time I talk to them, all of a sudden you don't get butterflies when you talk to them anymore. You don't fucking freak out every time you're amping yourself up to ask for a girl's number. You're like, dude, I've seen a girl's asshole. They're not that fucking special. I can ask for a girl's number. All right, so this was Tony's experience at a brothel. Okay. So recently I quit my job in defense. I'm not going to say what part of defense due to security reasons. So he's in the army. Okay. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of stupid shit lately, and this one takes the cake. So he's not proud of it. Today I said fuck it and decided to go to a brothel. Now I haven't been in a relationship for 2 years, and I've been on and off with a slut, so it's nothing special. So I rock up to the broth thinking, yeah, I'll do a quick 30-minute session. So I show up and the desk chick takes me to a room where I can view the girls. First girl walks in and her name is Catherine. Cute little girl, got some nice pale skin and she's in good shape and weirdly has a pretty face. I don't know why that's weird. Catherine, the second girl walks in and her name is Jordan and she's the type of girl you would expect to see at the brothel. Shit tattoos, piercings, wrinkly old skin, poorly dyed hair, and looks like she's been smoking for 50 years. There was only 2 girls available at the broth, so I said, fuck it, I'll take Cat. Catherine takes me into a room and asks me to have a shower. That's a good idea. While she goes and gets her phone charger. No, she didn't need her phone charger. She just needed you to have a shower. I bet they do that to all the guys. I have a quick 5-minute shower. She comes back and I ask her, so what do you do? And she gives me the usual everything but anal. So I give it to her for a good 10 minutes and then I come. Oh, good on you, Tony. Good on you, mate. I fucking appreciate that. 10 minutes. 10-minute man. Good on you. After I came, I was lying next to her and she started stroking my cock and we laid there talking for the next hour. Oh, she fucking got you, dude, right? Because she knew she wanted more than 10 minutes out of you. And I'm not talking about she wanted more than 10 minutes of sex. I'm talking about she wanted more than 10 minutes of your fucking money. So she's like, shit, he was quick. All right, what are we going to do? We'll lie him down on the bed and I'll just start talking about some shit that's really deep, right? And then I'll get more of his money. You got fucking scammed, mate. We had so much in common. Okay, so we lay there and talking for the next hour. We had so much in common that she asked me for my number. Oh, come on, mate. You're not getting a data. This is fucking horseshit. This is textbook girl getting your number. You know what? She probably gave you her client phone. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's got 2 phones. There's one phone, which is her actual phone where she texts her mum. She probably doesn't text her dad for obvious reasons. I mean, and she texts her friends. She calls people that she actually wants to talk to. And then she's got her other phone, which is basically like a drug dealer's phone, except there's way more dick pics on it. That's the phone number that you got, mate. You didn't get her personal. You got that one because she wants you to come back. It's just smart business. That's why I got you. You know what she did to you, mate? She roped you in. She got you talking about your life, and she got you on her fucking email list. It's exactly the same shit that I do, right? After I do a fucking performance, I'll get off on stage and talk to people who don't know my online stuff, but I did a good show, but it was only for 5 minutes, right? And for free. I want them to come back for the hour. Do you know what I mean? I want them to pay for the hour. So I'll go and talk to them and I'll get them on my mailing list. She did the same fucking shit to you, except instead of her telling jokes for an hour, she's gonna suck your cock for an hour. You're on her fucking mailing list, mate. You're not gonna go on a date with her. Oh, okay. I haven't read the rest of the email. Oh, I'm being a judgmental cunt. All right. Where were we? I gave her my number. All right, she asked for my number. I gave her my number, and now we've planned a date for this Saturday. So that's tonight, right? This Saturday. Yeah, so that would be tonight. Oh, you got to let me know how this date goes, man. All right, because you've organized a date for this Saturday. And because I went over my allowed time, I had to pay an extra $100. And when I walked out, I didn't feel any shame. Yeah, dude, I fucking told you. She got you to lie down, and you spent more time than you paid for. It's just good business. If I could do that with my shows, right? If people came in and it was one-on-one, and they're like, "Oh, I just want 5 minutes of jokes, please," and I tell them 5 minutes of jokes, I'm going to keep going if they're enjoying themselves. And then, go for 20 minutes, and then when they walk out, there's going to be a fucking bouncer there going, "You were in there for 20 minutes, mate. That's an extra $100,000. Oh, but I only paid for 5 minutes. No, mate. You might have paid for 5 minutes, but you were in there for 20. Now pay up or I'll fucking bash you." That's what a brothel is. Because, let's be real. No one has sex for an hour. No one does, all right? That might happen every now and then. Where you'll go at it for an hour, and that'll be great. That might happen twice a year, where both of you, and I'm not talking about like you'll have sex for 10 minutes and then lie down, wait for half an hour so you can go round 2. I'm talking about having sex continuously for an hour. That hardly ever happens. I've done that a few times, right? But basically the brothel, they want you there for an hour, but you can't just fucking, if you're going to have a sex for an hour, you need to prepare yourself. You need to psych yourself up. It's basically what I do before I get on stage for an hour. I never get on stage for an hour. Usually I get on stage for like 5 minutes, but when I tour, it's an hour. It's the same shit. And when I'm about to do an hour, it takes me a whole year of preparation to get up to doing an hour. And before I get on stage and do that hour, I'm psyching myself up all day. I'm going through my lines, I'm saying my jokes, I'm practicing, I'm bouncing off with friends, I'm watching other comedians that I like for inspiration. It's the same shit. When you know you're going to have sex for an hour, you're doing the same shit. You're jacking off, you're practicing sex, you're trying to make yourself come 3 times so you last an hour, you're watching porn for inspiration. It's the same shit. There's so many parallels between comedy and sex work. I'm basically, you know what I am? I'm basically a brothel, but for your mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why people see entertainers. People see musicians because it's, they're not a musician themselves, and it's phenomenal seeing someone with that much talent, and you can just experience the music. It's the same shit when you go to a strip club because you've never seen anybody that hot and that athletic. So you go and you see someone do that and you're like, fuck, that's amazing. Same shit with comedy because you don't experience someone that funny for an entire hour ever unless you go and see comedy, because that hour takes a whole year of practice to write and then perform. So you never experience that in your daily life. It's the same shit with a brothel. You never get laid, so you go and pay for it. Okay. What's the rest of this email? Oh, he's not going to... I've just lost a fan. I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying myself. All right. Because I went over my allowed time and I had to pay an extra $100, and when I walked out, I didn't feel any shame. We're both from Perth and we plan on going clubbing together. I don't feel any shame for going out with a hooker who is the same age as me and she's a good-looking girl. What the fuck is wrong with me, Lewis? I'll tell you what's wrong with you. Nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. She is just manipulating the system of wires in your brain that prioritize fucking over everything else. Right? She's totally got you in her claw. You haven't done anything wrong. She's just done a really good job. Do you know what I mean? It's like when I go on stage and I tell a joke and people laugh. I know it's going to make them laugh because I'm a fucking expert at it. What she's done is she knows she's going to get you to come back because she's an expert at doing that with guys. She's going to go on this date with you and you're going to really enjoy yourself because she's there to facilitate that enjoyment. You're going to have a fucking great time. And then you're going to be like, shit, this girl could be my girlfriend. Maybe I could save her from the brothel. Maybe I could change her life. Maybe I'm the guy that she needs to get her out of that horrible situation. But you know what? She fucking loves it there because she's making heaps of money and she's letting you think that you're going to save her. Those kinds of girls do that to guys all the time, and they're fucking geniuses. All power to them. I'm not being sexist at all. They're fucking smarter than us. Those girls there are fucking smarter. They let you think that you're going to save them, and then that's how they make their money. You're going to go on this date, you're going to really enjoy yourself, and then you're going to go home, and then she's going to text you, hey honey, I really enjoyed myself. You should come back to the brothel, and we could do it again. And then she's going to get another hour out of you. I'm telling you, bro, that's what she's doing. And, I don't look down on you for doing it, but just know that she's winning. You're not winning in this. You're not saving her. She's manipulating you. And she's a fucking genius. She's smarter than you, bro. That's what it is. All those girls... Right? There's only two kinds of girls that work in sex work, right? The first kind are like damaged people who are doing it out of desperation because they're psychologically damaged or they've been financially damaged or they're addicted to drugs and they're damaged that way, right? That's most of them who work there. So that was, perfect example. That was the old woman who worked there that you didn't like because she had shit tattoos and looked like she'd been smoking crack, right? That's the first kind of people who work in sex work. But the second one, right, the pretty girl who looks like she's just a sweet girl, They're the fucking geniuses. They are there and they know exactly what they're fucking doing. They are there to make money from you. And that's what she's doing, man. So, no, but seriously, email me back. Let me know how the date went. I really want to know. I'll read it out next week if you get back to me. If you still like me. I'm not trying to be a dick, man. I'm just really, that's not about you being an idiot. That's just about her being smart, right? That's just her being smarter than you. In the same way I make an audience laugh, she takes money from men. She's just an expert at it. It's the same shit. So let me know how your date goes. And you know what? If she doesn't ask for more money from you, I'm going to be very, very fucking surprised. Do we have time for one more? Fuck, that was a long one. Not really. We don't have enough time for another one. So thanks very much for listening, guys. Make sure you jump on my mailing list. Get on my stripper phone, if you understand what I mean. My drug dealer phone. Get on my mailing list. I don't spam people. I think the last time I sent out an email was literally 5 months ago. I only send them out if I have a reason, and they're all funny. So even if you're... yeah, they're just funny. I think I might send out one for Christmas. I'm not going to fucking advertise my merchandise because that's almost sold out anyway. So I think I'll just send out an email one, make a funny little Christmas thing. If you want to see that email, jump on loosespears.com/giglist. If you want to see next week's Lou review on Monday instead of Tuesday, support me on Patreon because it'll be up there early. If you want to rate the podcast on iTunes, do that. If you want to listen to Miscellaneous bit at the end, you're deranged. I don't know what's wrong with you. That's it. Talk to you next week. Have a shit one.